I started working for Nunatsiavut Government in May of 2019. And before I worked there, I worked at a university in southern Canada. I had kind of experience then working in the south and working in my home territory of Nunatsiavut. There were some things that were different, but then there were other things that were surprisingly the same, perhaps you could say. And so I thought to myself, I wonder what it would be like to have institutions that are built just in the vision of Inuit culture. I was experiencing things that I had read about before ending up in a senior management position, like imposter syndrome, both professionally but also culturally, because I grew up as a second generation urban Inuk in St. John's, Newfoundland. So I wondered, what are the experiences of Inuit women in other land claim organizations? While different land claim organizations have different approaches and policies, there does tend to be some effort to integrate parts of Inuit culture. But a lot of people still felt that the Inuit pieces at work were things that could be fit easily into a Western container. And so part of what I am encouraging at the end of my policy paper is how do we build a container that's Inuit? And how do we create policies that are going to empower Inuit to be able to be more successful in the workplace? I think that there is a consensus about what I think a lot of Inuit want the future to look like. We want our children to speak Inuktitut. We want Inuktitut to be spoken in our institutions. We want people to be able to receive public services in our language. We want to spend more time on the land. We want to be able to honor the traditions and knowledge that has been passed down for 10,000 years through our families. And if that is the consensus for how we want the future to look, and we have the power, legislatively, policy-wise, to be able to build towards that goal. So almost all of my interviewees, when I spoke to them about the future, spoke about wanting to see strong Inuit, wanting to see strong communities, and strength being rooted in our culture. So through our language, through our traditions. And so if we have a work calendar that reflects our traditions, and if we have support to learn our language through our work, for example, if people who speak Inuktitut are financially rewarded for the knowledge that they carry by being an Inuktitut speaker, then those are things that are going to reflect our values, but are also going to get us closer to the future that I think we all want to have. We have power. We have power in our land and on our land. We can use it, but there's always a bias towards the way things already are. But things haven't actually been this way for very long. At least I can speak specifically to the school year in Nunatsiavut. We do the September to June thing with the Christmas break and the Easter break. It's been that way since residential school, but it doesn't have to continue to be that way. Optimism and hope are a discipline. And so our world sometimes seems like it's on fire, and it is, but also thinking about what power we have and what is in our control. Our land claim organizations are in our control. We should use the power that our parents and grandparents negotiated for us to have to the betterment of all the people in our communities.